This is the MGTOW Infinium here with another Infinium training session. This video is entitled Women Can See You, Odd Places, Odd Things, Part 3. It is a continuation of the odd places where women scan and read men and the odd things that women do when they're attempting to scan and read men. The first one is the pick up, put down. Let's say you're staying in a store somewhere, you're looking at a particular item on the shelf. Maybe it's some paper towels or something like that. Woman spots you. She begins to make a run on you. And what she does, she pushes past you, seems to have a great interest in the items that you're looking at, grabs a bunch of them off the shelf, says, "Excuse me," smiles at you, and then walks further down the aisle, puts the items back on the shelf. That is the pick up, put down. She has read you and scanned you in the process, and she has no interest in the items that she picked up and put down. She just used that as a tool to read you and scan you. The next one is the Vexer. And there are two types of Vexers when you encounter this. There's a Vexer that likes you, and there's a Vexer that hates your butt. The first Vexer that likes you is usually encountered in a workplace situation, although you can have a Vexer that you encounter like in a store, and they'll come and they'll vex you. Just to back up, Vexers are women who like to vex men. In either case, either they like you or they don't like you, they get enjoyment out of vexing men. And they will do things out of do things to vex men. That's what I should say. But the first Vexer, the first type of Vexer, is a Vexer that likes you. And this is usually encountered in a type of situation like a workplace situation or a school situation where you have repeated contact with the woman that's involved. And what can happen is they will do things to vex you. Example given. I was working at one retail operation. Again, I was doing retail logistics. And there was a certain woman there that liked me, but what she would do to me is vex me. She would constantly touch me. I would tell her not to touch me. She would constantly do things to me. I would tell her not to do those things. She would do it anyway. So one day, I'm sitting in the lunchroom, just having my lunch. She comes along, and again, what vexes do, they vex people, but they also do things they vex men, but they also do things that are quite provocative. So I'm sitting in a chair, single chair. It's not a bench seat or anything like that. Singing single chair. She comes and pushes herself onto the chair with me. So you can picture a man and a woman sitting on a single chair. My butt is half off the chair. Her butt is half off the chair. We're sitting together. And again, she's vexing me because she's disturbing my lunch. She's also doing something quite provocative, because if I had done that, I would be accused of sexual harassment, and I would have been fired, would have been terminated on that day. But yet she was able to touch me, slap me on my butt, all those types of things when I told her to repeatedly stop it, but she kept on doing it. The second type of Vexer is along the lines of a Jezebel. And Jezebel was, in biblical times, she was the evil queen. And I would suggest that if you really want a good in-depth analysis of what a Jezebel is, what a Jezebel spirit is, I would check out my brother in arms, Red Pill on steroids. He did a excellent analysis of what the Jezebel spirit is, and I would check that out, and because it is very good, very in depth, and will give you a good understanding of what you're dealing with, because you will encounter a Jezebel in your lifetime as a man. But the second type of vexer is, again, the one that operates with a Jezebel type of spirit. And she not only gets enjoyment out of vexing men, but she will do things to try to get you, like, let's say you're working on a job, she'll try to get you fired, she'll try to get you in trouble with management, that type of thing. And typically what a Jezebel vexer will do, she will come and let's say, again, you're working in a place, you mind your business, they will come and target you. They will try to read you. They will repeatedly read you. And then they will start to try to do things to cause you trouble. So again, example given. My current job, there was quite a few of Jezebel vexers there. But what happened one night, one of them came with a manager, tried to get me into trouble. But what happened to her, what she tried to do to me, backfired on her. And that was because I had developed the tactical and the defenses to counteract what she was doing. And I had my P's and Q's in order, and it made her look stupid. But she has, over time, repeatedly tried to get me into trouble, repeatedly coming into my area where I'm working, trying to force me to do things when she knows I cannot do that because of my constraints and not that type of thing. But she will do it. And I would say workplace Jezebels are the worst types because I will say this. In my previous lifetime as an IT manager, a workplace Jezebel caused a whole company to get a computer virus, and it was against my warnings not to do so. But the Manginas and the Simps and the company went against my advice. Came in one day, there was a computer virus on all the computers because they did not listen to my advice about not letting the users just access the internet willy-nilly. But anyway, those are the two vexers that you have. You have the vexers that like you and the vexers that do not like you, which are most likely Jezebels. Let's see. The next one is the scratch off. And this is a provocative type of thing that happens with women that are trying to read you and scan you. The setup. I'm sitting in a conference room. This is back in my IT management days. We were preparing a project for a retirement village that the call center I was managing was supposed to call on. We'll call people on to get clients and everything. There is a female there that was managing the retirement village or managing the advertising for the retirement village. And so we're sitting there, we're talking, and she takes her finger, puts it inside of her blouse, starts itching between her breasts. This is in the meeting. And all along, she's just looking at me, scanning me, and reading me, but she's doing something very provocative. Now, you would think that if you're in a professional setting like that and you had such an itch, you would excuse yourself and itch the itch in private, but no, she did this to me. And this is because basically the woman was a shill. And what happens, and this is particularly in professional settings, most of the women in professional settings are shills. And what will happen, the company will try to get a good-looking woman to do the selling. And when they know that they're kind of caught in things. So like I was questioning her, how was this going to happen? How was this going to happen? She didn't have the answers. They will do something provocative like that. They will start to scan you. They will also do things like adjust their brow right there in the meeting with you. They will do things like itch between their breasts right there in the meeting. And that is to throw you off and to get you off of what you're thinking about and get you onto what she's doing to get the heat off of them. But that's why that happens. So you get the scratch off. Let's see. The next one is the creepster. And you may have heard me refer to the jump out of hyperspace. This is a little different. Let's say again, you're standing in the store. All the way down the aisle on the other side of you is a woman. She spots you. She appears to be just shopping along. You're just shopping along. But she spots you, targets you. And you look up. She's all the way down the aisle. You look up again. She's midway down the aisle. You look up again. She's right on top of you. And she does a push pass. She edge scans you. And sometimes with the edge scan, she'll turn to you and say hello. She pulls items off the shelf. She may do a pick up, put down, that type of thing on you. But it is very fast. And it's creepy when it happens because they creep up on you. And they usually do it so in a way that you will not see them. You look up, they're all the way down the aisle. You look up again, they're midway down. You look up again, they're on top of you. But that is the creepster. And very creepy when it happens. I've had it happen to me many times. And it's creepy. The next one is the Peeping Jane. And this is also creepy. Let's say you're in a library somewhere and you're just looking at some books, and the book rack is like the type of I'll say this. It's set up in a way that it's like a department store. So there's aisles that you can go. So you're on one side of the aisle, but the book rack is set up in such a way you can see through to the other side of the aisle. So you're there looking at your book. Suddenly you look up, and there's a woman on the other side of the book rack peeping at you. That is the Peeping Jane. And it is very fast when it happens, usually very fast because you look up, she's not there. You look up and there she is. That is the Peeping Jane. And basically what they will do, they will either smile at you, they will just look at you and move on, but they are reading you and scanning you in the process. Again, it's very creepy. The next one is a 2-for-1. This is called the inappropriate, and the butt cleavage. And these both happen usually both happen in workplace situations. And I will say that, again, as with the Vexer, the workplace Vexer, this is something where inappropriate things are said to you. And the butt cleavage, I'll just say in passing, I have seen enough butt cleavage in my life, in my times at in retail operations and when my IT days, to last me a lifetime. But the setup, I'll put it this way. I'm working doing my retail logistics job. So sometimes, like if you go into a store and you see the employees with these scanners or these PDAs, or what they call them, and they're going around and they're scanning bare spaces on the shelves. What they're doing is called scanning outs, and they're doing so the systems in the store will order the items that's needed to replace the items that are blank on the shelf. And so one of my duties as doing retail logistics was to do scanning. And where I worked at one place, we had a team where we could work together all together as a team or independently. And the times when I worked together as a team, I kind of hated it because it was all women. And typically, what would happen, inappropriate things would be said to me. I would be touched. All types of things would happen to me. I read and scanned, that type of thing. Um, and what happened to me was the setup. One day, our team was told to go over and scan the intimate area of a store. And normally we didn't have to do it, but for some reason the manager runs over, you all need to scan this area. So we go over and start scanning this area. And I'm in one place with the bras and the panties and everything. And I noticed a Peeping Jane. And the way the racks were set up for the bras, it was slotted. So you could see through to the other side. One person could see through to the other side and see another person over there. So I noticed a Peeping Jane. She was there. She was watching me and scanning me, reading me. And one of the women on the team who was really ditzy and really now I know she was on medications and things like that. She was on psychiatric drugs and stuff like that. But she picks up a bra, very lacy bra, and turns to me, "How do you like this?" I'm like, "You need to stop that because it's inappropriate. The inappropriate. I turn around, the Peeping Jane's eyes are really big. And then the ditzy broad who asked me the questions keeps on with it. Then I notice the Peeping Jane does a cycle around, comes in front of me, and I was there trying to scan these bras, and she kneels down like she's trying to get a bra off of the bottom of the rack and shows me some serious butt cleavage. So there I was with the ditzy broad on one side asking me questions, inappropriate questions about this bra, and a Peeping Jane who was showing me some butt cleavage. And again, the odd things that women will do. You think that women will not show you butt cleavage. You think they can, because there are things that they can do. There are modesty types of clothing that can keep your butt cleavage from being shown. That's a given. But you would think that women would not do that, but they do it. You think that women would not ask you inappropriate types of things because they would get into trouble. Because like if I took a bra and said, "How do you like this?" I would again be fired. But again, this is happening to me. So I was there. I had to wait for this woman to get out of my way with her butt and wait and can repeatedly tell the ditzy broad to be quiet because it was wrong. Okay, the next one is the lesbian yes way. And right now I know you're thinking lesbians, scam men, no way. But I'm saying yes way. And for instance, I have been scammed by known lesbians, which I have to work with in my current job, and I also had a lesbian out of the blue do a cycle around and a repeat or actually a retry scan on me. That's just recently, and I suspect that this is again an effect of the MGTOW philosophy. Because, and this is just mere speculation here, I'm thinking that the lesbian hookup is not really working as well as these women say that it is. They're saying that they're happy. I got my other significant other and this and that. But in actuality, I think it's not working. I think it's directly as a result of the MGTOW philosophy. And I think, again, this is just mere speculation, that as time goes along, you will see the frequency of lesbians scanning and reading men, and you will also see a phenomena where lesbians suddenly become two-way switches. They will actually start to go after men and start to try to have relationships with men, and or turn themselves back into I'm just a regular female, that type of thing. I think you will see that happening. But anyway, now to another little topic. My scan rate and this is the rate of me being scanned, has hit an all-time high. When I was shopping today, just on a about an hour and a half shopping trip, I was scanned and read. The scan read attempts were at 54 when I left the store. But I had a glimmer of hope when this was all happening, because a woman tried to do a distract scan on me. When this is where they distract their mate, and they run over and try to scan me, that type of thing. And usually when that happens, I look at the man who the woman is with to see their reactions. This type of thing happened about 3 times in the 54 scans. But one time I looked at a man. Well, I'll back up. Most times the man is oblivious to what the female is doing. But this one time I looked at this guy, and the look on his face, the look on my face is like, you see what she's doing. And the look on his face is like, yeah, bro, I see what she's doing. I've had. So, a glimmer of hope. There are some men that see what these women are doing, and I hope that brother does say something to his mate, because that is unfair to him. That is egregious to me. Why you with a man, and why are you trying to read and scan other men? Are you not satisfied? It takes me back again to Alicia Curry, and how she's treating her mate, and saying that she wants attention for other men. That is egregious. That's wrong. Your attention should be on your mate and not on other men. But anyway, MGTOW is the liberation of men's minds. MGTOW cannot and will not be stopped.